Most startups trying to compete with incumbents follow one of two playbooks. They go direct to consumer to cut some costs, or they try to add more features to compete on value. But there is a third path that is far more exciting, and most founding teams miss it completely. It is called strategic unbundling. And instead of asking customers to pay less for the same thing, you are asking them to pay less for less. It's a subtle difference, but it transforms price competition into category creation. Today, we're breaking down how Slate, an electric vehicle startup, is using this playbook to carve out an entirely new category in the automotive market. More importantly, we will extract the universal framework so you can identify unbundling opportunities in your own market. First, let's understand why bundling exists in the first place. Bundling is one of the best margin protection strategies that incumbents have. You glue together a bunch of different offerings into a single package, set one price, and then promote all the features instead of the total cost. You see it everywhere. If you want ESPN, Comcast sells you 125 other channels. You want Excel, Microsoft sells you Office 365. Want a power liftgate on your GMC, that'll be the premium package with 15 other features that you didn't even ask for. Once these bundles become the industry standard, the features start to belong together in buyers' minds. It creates the illusion of choice without the reality of control. Most new entrants compete in one of two ways. They go direct to consumer to cut costs by removing the middleman. This is exactly what Warby Parker did with glasses and Dollar Shave Club did with razors. And they're solid strategies, but you're still playing in the incumbents category. The second path is unbundling. And this isn't just removing costs, it is actually letting customers pay for less. Slack made communication a standalone product instead of part of an enterprise suite. Figma lets people design without the entire Adobe Creative Cloud. These companies abandoned the incumbents category to create their very own. All right, so how is Slate using strategic unbundling to create a new vehicle category? When Ford and Rivian launched the first electric pickup trucks in the US, both went with premium options. These vehicles were expensive to manufacture, so they offered bundled tiers with super luxury features to help protect their margins. These means big screens, advanced cameras, automation, massive batteries, overall higher prices. Slate enters with a completely different approach. They are launching at around $20-something thousand, but here's what matters. They're not positioning themselves as the cheaper version of what already exists. They're creating what they call a configurable vehicle. While incumbents and other startups ask, what package would you want? Slate is instead saying, what do you actually need to get from here to there? Other than four wheels, seemingly everything else on a Slate is modular and optional. There's no mandatory screens or autopilot or air suspension or even doors. Their configurator is designed to help customers find the minimum viable vehicle. So here's the tactical execution that I think makes that work. While other electric trucks compete on all of the features and price, Slate is carving out a new competitive axis: personalization versus predetermined. And once you're competing on your own terms, you are no longer in the same category. You're in your own category. They identified that incumbents were using forced bundling to protect margins and then gave their customers the permission to reject it. That's the move here. That's what we're doing. Here's how to test if an opportunity meets these criteria. Map out the incumbent standard packages and ask which features customers consistently question or push back on or try to negotiate away. If the answer is none, it's probably a healthy bundle. Customers are winning here. But if the answer is a couple, you might have a product variation opportunity. And if the answer is many, and those features represent 30 or more percent of the total price, you have a category creation opportunity. Slate's unbundling here suggests that they can deliver an electric truck for less than half the cost of a Rivian or a Ford. That's not because their trucks are any cheaper to make, but it's because luxury features are super expensive to include. So let's make this immediately actionable. Here is the unbundling assessment framework. Step 1, document your competitors' standard packages in detail. List every feature, service, and element that customers must accept to purchase. Step 2, interview potential customers and ask them which things that they would voluntarily pay for and which they would exclude if they could. You are looking for patterns of forced acceptance here. Step 3, calculate the true cost of the forced bundling for your customers. Take the competitor's average transaction price and subtract what the product would cost if the customers could actually exclude the unwanted elements. This is your opportunity size. Step 4, test your positioning with potential customers. But here is the critical framing. Do not lead with price. This will trigger loss aversion. Instead, lead with control and the dignity of choice. Slate doesn't say we are an affordable electric truck maker. They say customize what works for you. Just like Basecamp, they don't say that they're a cheaper version than Jira. They say they're a product management solution that doesn't require a training manual. You are not the cheap alternative here. You are the respectful one. You are validating the frustration that customers are already feeling, but they probably can't quite articulate. You are giving them permission to reject the industry orthodoxy. Step 5, model your margin sustainability path. Because when you remove bundled features, you expose your unit economics. You need operational efficiency that incumbents can't match, willingness to serve market segments that they maybe ignore, or eventually you'll need to start upselling your own value-added services. Slate will probably look to the last one, and they'll sell radically unbundled vehicles, and then probably start to introduce use case-specific bundles later. Probably not the generic trim packages, but things like the contractor package or the cyclist bundle that include a bunch of features that are hyper-specific to those customers. The real insight here isn't about features or pricing, though. It is about respect. Because when incumbents bundle everything together, they're the one making decisions for their customers. Strategic unbundling, on the other hand, returns that power to the buyer. The category you're creating isn't really about the product, it's about who gets to decide what value means. Once you return that power to the customer, you're no longer competing in the old existing category, you've created a new one. The next step here, there's a full written out breakdown for free in the description, so please use it. And if you found this helpful, please subscribe so you can get playbooks when I publish the next one.